I'm Bev Adams. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. I love stamping and I love sharing Stampin' Up products. And I also love sharing ideas to help people stay organized. And one of my favorite things to stay organized is Evernote. I've been trying to share videos about how I use Evernote. This is another one of those videos. Let me share my screen. Evernote is a free app that you can add notes to help you kind of tie together all kinds of different ideas. I have used it as a searchable catalog. The app itself is free, and there is a paid version that allows you more digital uploads each month. This video is about how to search. Evernote works on Windows machines like mine, Macs, iPhones, iPads, Android phones, Android tablets, but it looks a little bit different on each device. If you're using a Mac or a Windows laptop or computer, I think you'll be able to do everything, but it may look a little bit different. My search box is here. I think on a Mac, it's up in the top right. So I'm going to search in my search notes for Evernote tutorial. When I help people with Evernote, I usually go through this tutorial. I keep this note here so you don't have to take notes. I have already explained in other videos that this is a shared notebook, but I only share it one way. So you can look at my notes, but you can't change them. But if I do updates, they will show up in your notebook. I've shared different view options and how to sort your notes. I'm going to double click this so it opens up in a separate window. I'm making it skinny over here so I can look at this tutorial as I look at Evernote. I think that before I talk about searching, I want to talk about the body of the note. So we've got the notebooks and tags over here. We've got the note view on my machine down the middle. I use the snippet view. And then this large part over here is the note view. On each note, I have the name of the product, the catalog, and the page number. I have started putting when it became a Stampin' Up! Product. I have that this is a cling stamp and that there's 9 stamps. I have the suggested blocks. If it's a product that has colors, the colors will be listed up here. If it's in a bundle, I will put bundle available, or maybe I'll also put included in a suite. I'll have the name of the bundle here. If it coordinates with the product, it will be shown up there. And then I have an image from the online store. Then under the image, I have the name of the product. I do share with people in other markets. So I have the English version and number, the French version and number, the German name and number. There's also Dutch versions for a few products. I have the prices in all the different markets. And then I have typed in all of the greetings. So I go through the stamp and I type in each greeting, and then I try to describe each image. And I try to use as many words that you might search for here, because Evernote does look at images with text and tries to translate that, but Evernote does not recognize images. So for this stamp set, I have said, there's a man in a beach chair, child on shoulders, piggyback ride, girl in arms, and maybe I should also put the word boy here. So I'm going to add the word boy right now. And maybe I should put the word kid or children. So if you search for any of these words, this stamp set should come up. And I also have added tags. This one looks like a tag on my Windows machine, but this is actually the notebook, the current products notebook. This is the catalog year. This is in the all occasions section of the catalog. This would be a good birthday stamp. It's a cling stamp. It's a current product. It could be used for Father's Day. There is a French translation. This little set of V is there's more. I call it the but wait, there's more. So it also has a German translation. There's a lot of greetings, line drawing for coloring, love, Stampin' Up! Products, stamps, and thanks. I strongly encourage you to create your own notebook. I have one that's called Bev's Stuff. In my notebook, I have all my current Stampin' Up! Products, but I also have things that are not Stampin' Up! For instance, I found this file box that will file 12 by 12. I'm thinking about perhaps buying one of those. I will share how to create your own notebook and copy my notes in another video. You can search products by tags. I suggest you have all your products in one notebook, whether it's a Stampin' Up! Product, whether it's a retired product, whether it's maybe some of those like candle holders or little containers or treats that you might have that you keep on hand to make projects with. Put that all in your notebook, because once they're in a notebook, you can search. And let me move back to the current products notebook. Some people have created a notebook for their stamps and a separate notebook for their dies and a separate notebook for the designer series paper. But if you have it all in one notebook, you can separate them out. So I've got my list of tags over here. Remember, these are the things that are in tags up here. So I can come down to stamps. On my Windows machine, I have to hold down the Control key and click stamps. I think on Macs, if you click on stamps, it'll ask you which notebook you want to look through. On my Windows machine, if I don't hold the Control key down, it'll switch to all my notes. These are all the stamps that Stampin' Up! Sells right now. I do have things like the Boho Indigo Medley Kit that has a stamp set in it. And so I have tagged that with stamps. But you can look through all of the stamps. Again, I'm going to hold down my Control key and click on dies. And now this is all the dies. So I can click, if I just want to look through my cardstock, I can do that too. Let me take out dies from that list. And I can look through all the cardstock. Any category of products that Stampin' Up! Sells, I can look for that. I can look for multiple tags. So maybe I want to look for stamps. I have also tagged products by the content. So this is mostly events like birthday or Christmas or Father's Day. So I can also look through all my stamps that might be good for a birthday. And maybe I would want masculine. And so now it is looking through all the stamps that I have tagged birthday, masculine, and stamps. If you're sharing my Evernote notebook and you find a stamp set or whatever that needs another tag, please let me know so I can add it. You can also search in the search box like I did with the Evernote tutorial, and we could enter stamps, birthday, and masculine. And this is looking for all of them, and this found 9 stamps. It shows how many results up here. So I found 9 results. One of them is the Evernote tutorial, and one of them is the catalog. So in my tutorial, I said that you could search by category, like stamps. You could search for all the embellishments, or you could specifically search for all the ribbon, or all the gems, or all the accents. You could search for all the paper, but you could also search for just the cardstock and the designer series paper, or foils, or glimmer paper. I have tagged all the stamp pads as stamp pads, all the ink refills, and all the pens, but I have also tagged those all with ink. I have the premium level, and on the premium levels, Evernote will actually search through PDFs. And so since I have the whole catalog, it of course is going to find any of the products I'm looking for. It's going to find stamps. So if whatever I'm looking for, if I'm looking for cardstock, of course we have cardstock. So cardstock is going to come up in the catalog. Whether you have the premium or the basic version, you can still look through manually through the catalog since I have the whole thing posted here. I have not tagged colors, but if you look for just jade, you will find things that come in just jade. Again, it's coming up with the catalog and the beginner brochure, and it's coming up with things like Celebrate Sunflowers, but that's because if you look down at the bottom, I have put the suites down here. And in the suites, I have all the colors. So there's just jade down here in the colors in flowers for every season suite. But you will find products that have just jade, and it will also lead you to suites that you might find interesting. I've also tagged some things like designer series paper and cardstock and inks with basic colors like green and yellow and purple so that those will come up. So you can search in the search box. Maybe you want to search for bird. And so you'll find images of birds. And there's some birds there. And these are because I have typed in the word bird in the description of stamp sets and also on dies. But there are some things that just don't work very well with the search box. So often we want those to from stamps. If you look down below, it's looking for matching all of the following contains words starting with from. So Evernote doesn't even try to search for to because the letters T and O come together too many times. There are going to be a lot of from that are not stamp sets that say to and from. So because of that, I have a to from tag. And so all of these products do have a stamp that says to and from. You can search for multiple words, multiple tags. So you can search for all the designer series paper that has a stripe and maybe mint macaron. Let's see if there's any. Nope, no mint macaron and stripes. But I have a few products that have stripes. By the way, I have this overall image, but if you look down below, you can have a big picture of all the designer series paper, and that one's got a lot of stripes on it. If Evernote looks like something that you want to try for yourself, come to my website, bevadams.com. Under Shop, you'll find products from Bev, frequent shopper points. If you click Products from Bev, you'll find out how to share my Evernote notebook, a completely searchable catalog of all the current products, and I have taggers. You can give a name to each one of those dies. I also have a cardstock sampler with all of the current Stampin' Up! Colors. And if you've purchased one in the past, I have an updater with all the brand new in colors. And if you're getting one now, I have a backdater so you can get last year's in colors. And I have a fine tip glue pen replacement tips. So if your glue pen tip gets clogged, just swap it out. I have heavy duty reclosable bags There are some for the 6x6 papers and some for the 12x12 papers. And you can get a bow maker from my friend Gidget. Under inspiration, you can scroll my projects. You can scroll through the basics. You'll learn what's special about Stampin' Up! Stamps. You can learn about our color families and all the wonderful products that come in the color families. Some ideas for coloring. There's information about cutting, including how I store my card bases and layers. If you're wondering about all of our new adhesives, there's all kinds of information about those and some of my favorite tools. Under Getting Organized, you'll find a link for my stamp case slips, product labels, large labels, case inserts, a lot of color tools, a practically free stamp pad storage solution, catalog tabs, a quick reference, and a wish list with the catalog index, basic toolkit to go, and a little compact desktop tool box. You can tour my craft space. Under color tools, you can make your own cardstock sampler with labels here. There's a DSP divider, and I have a new quarter sheet size. And there's a quarter sheet size DSP sampler. I have lots of color charts. I have a sponge dauber case insert, color wheel, a color chart with autocorrect and RGB codes. Under Sip Together, if we ever get a chance to meet in home and craft together, you can find about my next classes, and you can find out how to join my team, where you can save money or make money. Almost all of those resources are free. More organization means more time for crafting. Talk to you soon. Bye.